Hey guys, No Bamboozle here, back for a quick analysis of the Vega Squadron versus Optic game for the PGL Major Krakow 2017 main qualifier, which starts in about 4 hours. Now, Vega Squadron, simply put, they are, if Flipside and Navi all die tomorrow, fall dead tomorrow, they are the best CIS Russian team. And if you look at their LAN performances, so they played the CIS minor, which they won. Both Tengri and they got to go to the Krakow qualifiers. Pro 100, they're not a great team. They lost to Hellraisers yesterday, 16-10. We'll talk about that a bit later. Spirit Academy, Big, they lost to Big. Wow, look at this overtime result. On Train, lost to Flipside. This was when everyone's attention got turned to Vega Squadron, when they won 16-2 against NIP on Cash. Then they ended up losing 16-12 against Envious. So they really didn't have that big of a impact on the game. So you really can't give them any credit. While Optic, on the other hand, has won E-League before, and they are a really land-proven team. Albeit they did have Stanislaw back, and I'll talk about Optic a little later. Now, yesterday's match, if you look at the scoreline, Hellraisers won the first pistol, Hellraisers won both pistols, and Vega had a really good CT side showing against Hellraisers, who I'm trying to remember. Hellraisers. Oh, I can't believe I forgot. Hellraisers are a really good counter-terrorist team. Not just looking at this map. I'm talking about experiences I've seen them play for other maps before. They're just much more CT-sided compared to T-side, and that really shows here as the Vega Squadron couldn't get a single round off of them. Maybe if they won the pistol and then they won, and Hellraisers tried to do like a stupid third round buy, maybe they could have converted a lot more of these rounds here and brought it a lot more closer. They failed to do so, and looking at the VOD, Vega Squadron really didn't know what they were doing exactly. They tried to bring in tactic that would work in the CIS minor, and Hellraisers are just such a better team that it doesn't work for them. They tried to go into sites really one at a time. It was just terrible. And Bondig, top fragging, 0. These guys doing decently. Shander doing really poor at 0.69 rating. So this is a Vega Squadron. They're a mediocre team. They're not really that good. You really can't give them a lot of credit because they have not really achieved anything in the past. I've actually watched them back from late 2015, and they were a really good team. Yeah, back when YouPorn had their own CIS team, they were back then still, well, they had like a different lineup, Lamp, but I still remember JR in the lineup, but they were still a pretty good Russian team. So that's the analysis of Vega Squadron, not a very good team. Optic, on the other hand, are a very, very, very interesting team. Was this when they won E-League? Anyways, they won the E-League LAN against the BU3 against the Strauss, which is very, very impressive, but that was when they had Stanislaw. And how should I do this? After they removed Stanislaw and Hayes got back into coach. See, this is like the biggest gripe that I have about North American teams, is that the teams don't know what to do. Here, I'm going to select this and I'll explain what I'm trying to say. So their ego comes into play so much. Just look at Hayes' statistics, they're terrible. That's when he was on CLG. Let's look at their LAN results when Hayes plays for Optic. He brought it overtime to North on Inferno, won against Vici, won against Chiefs, lost to FaZe, won against Chiefs. Chiefs are not that great of a CS team. And then they just started getting blown out of the water by better teams, SK, FaZe, G2. And yesterday, I knew Penta would win. I didn't know Optic could bring it this closely. And the analysts on the desks really thought that Optic would win, but I should have made a video for this game because I really thought that Penta would win, and I thought the scoreline would be even less close than this. Now there's two key factors about the Optic team that you guys need to know, is haste and rush. So, uh, a few weeks ago, they brought in Jason R to play, and then they had some decent online results with Jason R, and then they, in interviews, revealed that he was adapting really fast. He was getting better each day, but I'm not really sure of the complete details. But Jason R wasn't feeling comfortable giving up his streaming life. I actually saw his stream and he only had like 20 viewers. This is really off topic, and I shouldn't really say this, but Jason R should really be more thankful of the place that he got today, because every time I watch him stream, he doesn't really seem to give a fuck about the position that he's in. But that's just my own personal biased opinion. And moving on, G2 16-2. So there, I said there's key points. Haze. So ever since Haze has come in, their land showing has been pretty, like, really terrible. Like 0.16 rating. This just shouldn't be happening. And Haze also went on record saying that he would like to play as a player again. So I just think that there's a little bit of contributions going on when, if Optic are looking for an in-game leader, that Haze would just be like, no, I can do this. I could be the solution for you guys, instead of looking for an actual solution. And then the other key point I want to point out is Rush. When they won against the Strauss on E-League, Rush was the key component, especially on CT side. He would get multiple rounds where he got triple kills, quad kills, and he would just shut down the round for Optic. But if you look at his recent LAN performance, and I'm talking about very recently, in like the past 2 weeks. See, these 4 are the games I want to talk about. What is this? I'm not quite sure. It's ESL Pro League Season 5 Finals. When you start to get into ECS Finals, you should look at Rush's performance. 0.65, 0.35, 0.75, and ultimately yesterday he was the worst player on the game with the 0.65 rating. Now that's really, really concerning to hear, because recently all you see on Twitter is that he's making up excuses like, oh, it's so much better to scrim in EU than it's into North America. Rank S has deteriorated into the worst experience possible. I just really feel like he's in a tilt right now, and as long as he's in a tilt, the Optic team are going to do really bad, no matter how good of an in-game leader they actually have. And another key news component to take into consideration is Optic recently signed I'm a Pet. It's not on HLTV News. They signed him as either an analyst or a coach from CLG, and I'm a Pet really did a great job revitalizing the CLG team. And he went on record and said, I think, yeah, there we go. Oh, it part ways. No. So he went on record saying that he watches a lot of demos. There we go. And this is when CLG managed to upset Gambit and Fnatic in 2 really close overtime games. And I believe bringing in a hardworking coach like this, who would tell the team exactly what the enemy is going to do, is a wonderful choice. And let me just check the date when CLG and parted ways, 19 hours ago, so it's really, really close. I'm not sure if he's going to have an impact on the Vega Squadron game. So, but I'm pretty sure this is a really good choice by Optic. It's going to impact his future games. So recapping everything, Vega Squadron, a top tier CIS for a tier 3 team. Optic, a very good team, except for Haze and Rush, who might be 2 factors bringing them down currently. I'm not saying that you should cut any of these 2 players, I'm just talking about the present time right now. They're being a slight problem. And working out the veto a little bit, as I said before, I'm not going to work out the exact veto, but both of their bans are Cobblestone. For Vega Squadron, they're going to ban Cobblestone and Overpass, and Optic are going to ban Inferno and Cash, which leaves Nuke, Train, and Mirage in the pool. And these 3 maps are, I'm not completely sure about Nuke, but Train and Mirage are 2 very comfortable maps for each of these teams. And because of the form that Optic are showing these days, losing to every single team, albeit Penta, G2, and FaZe are just better teams than Optic. Oh, excuse me, they're just better teams than Optic right now. And Vega Squadron not being able to penetrate Hellraiser's CT side, although having a good CT side showing. The odds right now are Vega Squadron 2.59, mid twos, and Optic 1.4. Is similar to the Big versus Cloud9 game yesterday. I think these odds are inaccurate, and Optic should have higher odds ratings, as Vega Squadron really have the ability to bring it close because of Optic's poor form right now. So I would definitely go against betting Optic straight money line, as Vega Squadron can upset, and instead going for a round advantage for Vega Squadron. But who knows? See, these Nafly mix well, and even if Rush shows up tomorrow, Vega Squadron have zero chance of winning the map. But I don't think Rush is going to show up today either. And Hayes, he's a very experienced in-game leader, but right now I don't think in-game leading is the biggest problem in Optic right now. So to recap everything, the odds not really accurate. Go for a round advantage. Let's see what Fanobet has to offer. Go for a round advantage for Vega Squadron. CLG, Vega Squadron. Oh. Well, these guys have terrible bets. Don't bet on Fanobet, I guess. Go for a round advantage for Vega Squadron. Don't go for a round disadvantage for Optic, and Vega Squadron can win. So don't go for a money line on Optic. Thanks for watching this video, and please write down in the comments for future games that you want me to analyze. And I'm going to be concentrating on the Krakow main qualifiers. So even if maybe if a lot of people want like Norway versus Iceland to be analyzed, I might give it a shot. But other than that, I'm going to stick to the main qualifiers, and then afterwards is ESL Cologne, so I'm going to be sticking to that. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to subscribe and like if you liked the video and want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, guys.